Got it.
All right, so this is the installation process for the 8101S01DC-ET entry levers. These are our handicap-friendly entry levers with a single action unlock. The first thing you're going to want to do is check the back set of the door. That is the measurement from the center of this borehole to the edge of the door. It's either going to be 2 3/8 of an inch or 2 3/4 of an inch. So you kind of center your tape on the hole, measure out to the edge. This one is 2 3/8 of an inch. If this borehole was drilled further back in the door, it could be a 2 3/4 inch. But the latches that come with these are adjustable. You'll see there's a little notch here to adjust. It comes set as 2 3/8. If that hole in my door was bored further back, I might have to adjust it back to 2 3/4 just by doing that. But for this situation, it's 2 3/8, so I'm going to leave it set right there. And as you can see, when you slide this into the door, the edge of the cam mechanism is barely showing right there. That's perfect. That's what you need. So this I can set aside for now. The other important thing with these levers that most people miss is this plate here is threaded to adjust in and out for the door thickness. So if this is threaded all the way in, I'm gonna shoot inside the borehole here, and I slide this in, you kind of see that's not quite centered in the borehole. Go off to the side so you can see it's not centered. So what you'll have to do is thread this plate out to adjust for your door thickness. So you really want this to be nice and square in the middle, like right there is pretty good. So you can test it before you even install everything by just sliding your latch in, sliding the mechanism through the door. You should see it'll grab the latch in there, so I can test it before I go in and screw everything together. As you can see, I can turn both sides. It's pulling the latch in. It's working properly. So from there, that's set. My thickness is set here. I don't have to mess with this anymore. And then you can go ahead, install your latch here. I'll go ahead and tighten this up. You can do over here. So I'll go ahead and tighten this latch in. You don't want to go too tight on this, just kind of snug it up. If you over tighten stuff, it can cause binding issues, and we don't want that. So now that that part's in, my handle can just slide through the door, grabbing that latch nice. And then I'm gonna grab this piece here. This is the interior cap. This kind of pops off here. Like that. I got my 2 longer screws. Go ahead and slide this plate over. These screws just install top and bottom here. Just gonna get them started with your fingers. Take some lining up. 1 and 2. Go with my screwdriver, tighten it up. Kind of tighten them equally, or else it can kind of cause stuff to get in there sideways. So just kind of snug it, snug top and bottom. Like I said, you don't have to go crazy tight on this stuff. So once that's on, your little cap just slides over the top. There's a groove here that lines up with this groove. Slides right on. And you clips right into place. Hold on, I got it backwards. Wrong groove. So this groove lines up with this side, and the cap snaps on to that side. There it goes. Snaps right on. And then you have your interior handle. Comes with a little tool. There's a little tab in here on the side, around this side. Right inside there that you might have to press with this tool. So you just push this tab in, push the handle, pull it out, then it locks into place. As you can see, turn both sides, latch goes in, locked, it's locked, pops itself unlocked.